As Lily retrieves her cane and says it to full length, I waste a minute looking upwards the night sky while holding both our bags. Wait, what's that? Notice a very distinctive figure making its way towards us, but as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Ooh! Rin, what are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself too just now. Huh? Nothing, just... You need me to get the nurse? So, I learned in the last video that the choices we make in this game impacts the timeline significantly. But anyways, in the last video, Lily and Shizune had a heated interaction, and after that, I had to make a big choice. Either I throw Lily under the bus, or I take her side. I chose both options, and I like my original option, where I defend Lily. I get to hang out with Hanako and Lily late at night. That was good. And yeah, I'm just gonna do my thing. Hope you all enjoyed the series so far. It helps to make your days a little bit better. And let's go. Boom. We left off. I remember, yes, this is the right timeline. I think I'm gonna stick with Hanako and Lily because they're the squad for now. I don't know. I like Misha. Misha's cool. She's very cheerful. But Shizune be tripping, bro. I'm not gonna lie. She be power tripping. She needs to be humbled. As of right now, I'm with Lily and Hanako. That might change. You never know. Lily might come out in this chapter and hit Shizune with her walking stick. That's not gonna happen. I hope not. The morning alarm goes off and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I decided to give morning runs another shot. Oh yeah, I gotta run with Emmy. I don't know if this was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. It's about my health after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? That's true. If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. Type shit, that's good mindset. I see how. Butchered his name again. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. I know we got a workout partner. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again. Why is that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. I'm not a quitter. She frowns, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Oh, they all left you? That's tough. Still was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug, and then suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. She got ADHD or something, I don't know. Nah, that's not ADHD, that's... I don't know, bro. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then. What? You're here to run again, right? Yeah, so come on. She gonna dust me again. I find myself suddenly grabbed and yanked onto the track. Things seem to be set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling, while Emmy moves with an effortless that I find inviolable. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work toward things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Oh my gosh, a major decision. We're not even 3 minutes in. A major decision already? Oh! I feel like if I go for more, I'm gonna have a heart attack. Take it easy. She gonna think I'm pussy. Would this choice really change the whole entire timeline, bro? I think I pushed myself to the limits. I gotta go for it. Go for it. Fuck it. What am I doing here? Am I really just going to fall and let Emmy pull ahead? No. I speed up. Second lap's done quickly. Without even considering it, I keep going. You better keep going. You're in the soccer team. Emmy looks back over her shoulder at me and grins. What? Did she go second gear? Still going? Wouldn't want you to think I'm out of shape. They'll be acting with me. Emmy laughs without breaking her stride no less and speeds up even more. Well, this is the way we're going to play things. I increase my own pace as well. I can feel my lungs burning and my legs are starting to question just what the hell I think I'm doing. Lactic acid screams my muscles, but I close my ears. Ooh, I feel what you're feeling, bro. You feel that burn. Can't let myself fall behind, because that would be a loss. A rational voice in my head inquires mildly just when you started playing the game. I answered, but I'm having a lot of trouble thinking at present. She's so fast. How does she... I knew it, but I pushed myself. It's like a string pulling at my chest. A choking feeling of narrowness and pain. Before I can think of anything else, then... Oh shit! The track disappears from under my feet. Fuck. I called it. Oh my gosh. Oh! I stumble, one hand shooting down to clutch at my chest, the other hitting the track to keep me from falling on my face. Emmy whirls around and her eyes widen. So... She yells at me, sprinting from the other side of the track. Damn, you hear that? You hear that? You hear her sprinting. What's wrong? Nothing. I just... It's reminding him of Iwanako. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I remember that name. Keep your breathing steady. Calm down, don't panic. Don't panic. Do you need me to get the nurse? Close my eyes, shutting out the outside world. Oh my... Oh, I died. I died. My heart struggles to regain its rhythm. Slowly, the pain in my chest begins to subside. Why would I... Oh, he has heart problems. Why would I... Soon it's gone like nothing happened. It was nothing. No, something happened there. Oh. I open my eyes again and glance at a very worried Emmy. Are you sure? She looks very, I don't know, happy. I think I'm fine. My voice sounds weird even to myself. Oddly even and matter of fact makes Emmy frown. I don't think you are. She seems to come to a decision and nods to herself. Right, you're coming with me. Where are you taking me? You got to see the nurse. No! That creepy man, I don't want to. Emmy grabs my arm and drags me up. I feel a bit wobbly, but I refuse to shoulder Emmy offers for support. Honestly, I'm a little ashamed by my own weakness. I'd really rather not have Emmy concerned about me, but it seems to be too late. GG's. Heck, I'd really not have anyone concerned about my condition, though at this point, it seems to be too late for that as well. I'd like to be able to deal with the whole thing on my own, without being a bother to anyone else. While I'm wishing for things, I'd rather not have this condition in the first place. Nurse! I done fucked up now. I done fucked up. Emmy crashes into his office without knocking, but it doesn't... Damn, it's a bug! Sorry, it was a bug. But it doesn't alarm the nurse in the least. What? This guy's so carefree. Good morning, sunshine. What's up? Sunshine, anyway. He calmly sips from his coffee mug, but lays it down after following Emmy's gaze to me looming in the doorway. Hey Sal, what brings you here? I kinda fainted. We were running, and he stumbled over and started grabbing at his chest, and I thought I'd come get you and make you... Easy there, Emmy. Calm down. Hey Sal, what happened? I don't know, we were running, and then my chest started hurting like that time before, but it went away after a few seconds. It was just a flutter or something. The nurse frowns, as if to say that just a flutter is some kind of oxymoron. I didn't mean quite this when I suggested to get some exercise. You've got to be more careful, Sal. I was being careful. Come to think of it, I just got into a race with a member of the track team. Doesn't seem as well reasoned as I thought it would. That is not reasonable, bro. What was I thinking? You just what? That is... I was racing Emmy. Hey, bro, we folded. Emmy, is this true? Emmy just looking adorably contrite. Well... Finally, she can't seem to bring herself to say it out loud and merely nods. The nurse sighs and rubs at his forehead with one hand tiredly. Emmy, you've got to be more sensitive to the limits of others. I don't know if we told you, but Hisao has a bad heart, and getting him to race you was incredibly irresponsible. I don't think she knew, right? I don't think she knew. Actually, I started it. The nurse is stunned by my statement. You what? We were just running, and Emmy started to pull away, and so I sped up to catch her. The nurse stares at the ceiling. What is a prayer for patience to some god or another? Looks back down at the both of us. Uh-oh. He's gonna give us a yelling, bro. So you're both stupid. That's a comfort, I guess. Now come on, Hisao. We gotta make sure your heart's not going to explode or something. Okay, W nurse, W nurse. I dutifully obey and follow him to the adjacent room where we ascertain that I am, in fact, not going to kill over and die. So, how does it feel? I don't know, nothing much. Tired, but it might be just from the exercise. You should stay here for a few hours and rest, and we'll see how you feel after that. I'm not going to object, so I lie down on the infirmary bed. I'm missing class? A thoroughly miserable Emmy comes in after getting an earful from the nurse in the other room. Couldn't hear what he said through the closed door, but I'm sure it wasn't pleasantries. Look, I'm really sorry. Oh, you're alright. Should have been more careful. Hey, you didn't know it's not your fault. She looks awfully down and sorry, and my reassurance don't do anything much to cheer her up. I want to make it up to you. Again with that decisive nod. So you have to come to lunch with me. Oh? I'll bring it for you, okay? Something really good. I start with the you don't have to, but then shut up and just nod at her when I see her face. Good. We meet on the roof. We? Yep, the weather's nice, so the roof's a great spot for lunch, you know. All we're gonna eat together. See. You'll come, right? You wouldn't deny me the chance to make it up to you. Of course not. Well, we'll see. If Shizune looks at me like the then I'm fucked. I don't know. Great. See you there. I stay afloat somewhere between asleep and awake, feeling completely drained. Not only my body, but all of me is limp and paralyzed, apart from my senses. Really? I swallow with difficulty and then try to lie as still as I can, which in this state is not a very hard thing to do. I'm paralyzed? The nurse is shuffling around on the other side of the sheet of the curtains. He drew to greet me a privacy. I can see his shadows shifting about in the sunlight. He has opened the window of his office. It's windy outside. The clean white currents flutter in the breeze in a heavy, lazy motion like waves. Light sifts through them slowly, half absorbing into the fabric. Oh, I'm sweeping. Close my eyes. The breeze in my face feels like the soft fabric of the curtains. I listen to the sound of my heartbeat for a moment, trying to shut out the sound of the nurse tapping away on his computer and my own heavy breathing. It's steady. Damn it. Now even a week and I ended up like this again. I really screwed up this time. That's me, Isao. I thought you could handle it. No, you can't. And I should have known better. That's me. Should have known. Oh! That's what I literally said. Should have known better than to play the half-baked sports star in front of a real one. Why did I try to act brave? Like that heart fuller was no big deal, even when it was obvious that it was. You were trying to act tough. It was just a reflex to push it away, to keep it inside. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want Emmy to see it. Stupid. I have to be more careful or we'll end up in the hospital again, or worse. That's my final thought before I give in to the tiredness. Oh, I slept like a little baby. I fell asleep. For how long? What time is it? Feeling a little lightheaded, and I keep blinking compulsively. How much did I miss? Pushing the curtains aside, I squint my eyes against the unfiltered light pouring in from the window. The texture of the canvas feels nothing like the wind did before. The nurse looks up from his work, sitting exactly where he was before. How are you feeling? I can't really tell, so I don't answer anything. Feeling kind of groggy from falling asleep at such a weird time. Hopefully I don't look too weird. What time is it? Me croaking the question to gain some orientation, the nurse looking at his wristwatch before answering. Things seem to happen in slow motion. 10:15. I missed my class. I try to think for a moment what that means, but I'm not really sure. You didn't answer my question, Hisao. Oh, fine. I climb down from the bed then. Let's see how you do it. Don't. I tried to do exactly that, only to sway dizzily when I move too fast. The nurse moves to support me by an arm and sighs. Stand up too quickly is what I was going to say. Just sit there, I'll check your pressure to make sure. My good intentions sure lasted for a long time. Shut up, embarrassed with myself, while the nurse gets busy with an old-fashioned contraption in my arm. After a couple minutes, he puts it away, looking neither pleased nor unhappy. You're alright. Head stops spinning? Yeah. Good. And how are the contents doing? They didn't show very good judgment out there, Hisao. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's me, coach. I swallowed the retort I was going to make. It's what I was thinking myself. But hearing it stated from somebody else makes me want to protest. What he's saying is not pleasant to hear. Doesn't make him any less right. No, sir. He nods, still looking as neutral as he was before. It would be easy to be angry at him if he said, "Told you so," or something. But he doesn't. I can try and help you to keep your health, but ultimately, the last call lies with you. Hopefully this little episode will be something that will remind you of that. Here, a note for your teacher, to avoid an interrogation. Thank you. I take the slip of paper he's offering and then make my leave as I can't think of anything else to say, or even really want to. Stay out of trouble, you hear me? I don't think it was anything but a scare, but next time could be different. I hear you. There is some way to get to the school building straight from the auxiliary building, but I'm not keen to find out and possibly get lost, so I go out from the exit that I know works. I stop at the stairs of the auxiliary building, deliberating for a moment between going to the dorms to get my books and stuff and going straight away to the class. The sun stings my eyes, so I head towards the dorms. The halls are quiet as the courtyard was naturally so since everyone is in class. I knock lightly at the door of 3-3 and push open the door when Muto calls from the other side. Sorry I'm late. Here's my thing, bro. 15 pairs of eyes turn to me. It's about to be awkward, bro. Good morning, Nakai. Muto seems to be somewhat confounded by my coming in late, as if I interrupted his flow or something. Judging from the rambling lectures his class tend to be, it might be the case. I pass him the note the nurse gave me. Muto takes it with a nod, reads it quickly. He lifts his eyebrows and gives me a kind of stern look, but doesn't say anything, just nods solemnly again. I shrug and he gestures at me to run along, so I naturally do. Class goes on lazily. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of the school. I have even stopped worrying about taking notes and being overly attentive. First days, I was pretty high-strung in class. Nito finishes his lecture, but a lecture study early, but sometimes without a pause about the festival. So as you know, the festival on the day after tomorrow. It's the day after tomorrow. I hope everyone's projects are going to be successful this year. Have a good time, but also come Sunday, please keep the meaning of this festival in your minds. Games and fried food. Everyone burst out in laughter, and so do I. Yes, thank you, Mikado. But what I meant was more the GG's, bro. Once the kids hear the bell, they're out of here. Shit. Remember their sentence is buried underneath the ring of the lunch bells, and everyone starts packing their things. Muto deliberates for a moment, but since almost nobody seems to pay attention anymore, he gives up and sits down. That's the bell. Everybody gotta go. What the? It's crowded in the hallways, or as crowded as the hallways in the school probably get. Most of the students seem to be heading down for the cafeteria. Normally I join in and grab a lunch myself, but today's different. Today I've been invited to lunch on the roof. An odd location, but that's where I was told to go. Fortunately, I managed to find shelter from the storm and then within the lee of the classroom door. Whoa. Eventually the storm subsides and I step tentatively out into the hallway. Only been met by Emmy, who comes flouncing down the hallway like a cannonball. Whoa! I've never seen her with your uniform. Hi, Sal. Great timing. I have super extra lunch today. As promised, let's go upstairs. Okay. The stairway to the roof is a little dilapidated, but it's clearly been used recently. At the top of the stairs is a door, complete with missing padlock. I wonder who the intrepid individual was that removed the lock. Gotta be Emmy, right? Whoa! Emmy shoved the door open and steps beaming into the sunlight. Knew it! Rin! Suddenly, a tall, dark stranger appears out of nowhere, standing impulsively in front of us. Emmy flinches back, almost falling back down the stairs. Eek! Hello. What the heck? Yipes! You scared me, Rin. I knew it. Wait, isn't she? Hello. Noticing that Rin is speaking to me, Emmy looks curiously at me. You two know each other? I look confusedly at Emmy. She's that friend of yours? Rin has turned her gaze towards the clouds drifting above the school. I didn't know you knew this person, Emmy. The awkward silence lasts only for a few seconds until Emmy lets out a tiny giggle, shrugging the coincidence off. I invited his out for lunch. If you know him, that's just better. Well, does this mean I don't get food, or did you invite him for lunch without the lunch? Neither. I have food for the three. Nice. Nice thinking. We walked to the other end of the roof while I stayed at the clock tower for a while, taking in the atmosphere. There's nobody else but us here. I guess the roof is not as popular as it is in other schools. A few rundown benches and tables are scattered around the edges, perhaps in an attempt to make the rooftop look less desolate. The small pebbles covering the roof rattle beneath our feet. I peeked through the chain link fence to take a look at the school grounds and beyond. Students are strolling in pairs and groups around the quadrangle and at the cafeteria. A few delivery trucks are driving past the school towards the convenience store nearby. Damn, you can see everything here. Somewhere, a watchdog barks at a passerby. Somehow, when I look towards the town center, the small town strikes me very strongly, almost palpably. The hectic lifestyle of a big metropolis seems so far away and foreign here. Nobody has to run to catch a bus like their life depends on it, or get their senses overloaded by neon lights and traffic jams. I feel surprisingly optimistic about this new life of mine, looking at my new hometown, even if it's going to be mine for only one short year. Finding out about my illness and having to move away from home all came so suddenly. I haven't had time to think how I feel about it. When I step out of the shadows of the clock tower to the open, I feel warmth touching my back. The sun shines from a perfectly clear cerulean sky. A cool breeze sweeping over the rooftop makes me shiver, but only briefly. The wind carries the scent of trees and flowers, not smog and car exhaust like it used to just a few weeks ago. Amy settles on a bench with Ren in tow and produces one big and two small lunch boxes from her bag. Come on, Isao, what are you waiting for? Let's eat. He's beckoning me to join, making room on the already small bench. What the fuck? I seat myself in the corner of the bench to take as little space as possible. It's pretty cramped, but somehow all three of us fit on it. Impressive view. Amy suppresses a giggle and places a lunchbox in front of Ren and hands another lunchbox to me. Here you go, lunch is promised. Homemade no less. I'm impressed. Wow, this looks really good. Thanks, I'll make it myself when I can. Conversation dies off as I said about the business of feeding myself. Taking a few bites, I glance up and notice Rin deftly opening the lunchbox and popping a forkful of food into her mouth using only her feet. Yeah, we've seen her do that, even though I've seen it before. I can't help but be embarrassed at her dexterity. So it's also a reminder of the sort of place I am in right now. Will I ever get used to sights such as this? I can't decide if getting used to such a thing would be a good thing or a bad thing either. Does getting used to this place mean that I'm giving up on being a normal person? Does it have to be like that? Does that have to be the mindset? Or does it just mean that I'm becoming more understanding about those around me? I like this choice better. I'm distracted from my thoughts by the sight of Emmy tearing into her lunch as if it had insulted her ancestors. You seem pretty hungry. Emmy looks up, mouth half full, and swallows before nodding. My morning run always works up an appetite, which is great because then I burn through the lunch pretty quickly. Helps me keep my girlish figure. What would happen if you lose it? Would you become a man? I very nearly choked my lunch, trying not to laugh. It's a figure of speech! Does your figure have to run in the morning too? She Rin's on your ass, bro. You always talk like this? Talk like what? Like what? I think these two are meant for each other. I think that answers my question. Never mind. So, I struggle to think of small talk and settle on the obvious question. How'd you two meet? Ren seems content to let Emmy answer this question. Someone in the housing department thought that we'd complement each other well, so we were assigned rooms next to one another. Just like me and Kenji, bro. Yeah, complement each other. I don't know about complimenting me and Kenji, but like shoes and a suit. Huh? Emmy giggles at my confusion. Put us together, we've got all our limbs. Get it? I get it. It's still messed up though, I'm not gonna lie. So I started helping Rin get ready in the mornings, and that was that. I mean, you can't help someone get dressed every morning and not get along. I see. Rin chooses this moment to interject. I have trouble with shirts. Right, that seems fairly obvious. Really? Yes. Kind of? This isn't helping, but at least Emmy seems to find the whole thing funny. That, combined with the fact that Rin is genuinely curious, makes me feel slightly better and yet confused. I mean, you got no arms. So, putting on a shirt seems like one of those things that would be difficult. You know what? I'm going to just stop talking now. It'll save me a lot of trouble in the long run. Rin nods in what I suspect is meant to be a sage matter. I see. The conversation dies as I turn my attention back to my lunch. It's really quite good. Emmy finishes her lunch first and makes a contented noise. Ah, that was good. And she busies herself with cleaning up her lunch. Rin speaks up. I'm thirsty. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Sorry. What's the bev? Water? The flourish, she reaches in her bag and removes a trio of juice bottles. Oh, God. What flavor? She tosses in one that appears to be cranberry. Cranberry? I'd be pissed. One to Rin that appears to be some kind of strawberry milk, complete with pink color scheme, and keeps an equally pink box of some kind of fruit punch for us. She got the best one. She got the best one. What? She gave me cranberry? Rin dexterously stabs her straw to the top of her box and begins to drink. I'm once again impressed by how flexible she is. But this time I keep my comment to myself. Somehow I don't think either Emmy or Rin are the sorts of people to think twice about the way they work around their particular disabilities. Rin especially so. Indeed, she gives off the impression of being entirely unaware that she's missing any limbs at all. Whether or not that's a conscious decision is another matter. I'm honestly not sure. So Isao, how do you like it up here? It's quite nice actually. I like high places for the view. Thanks for inviting me up here. And for the lunch too. Emmy grins a 1,000-watt grin. Pleased by my response, I suppose. Maybe having a heart problem at the middle of a run wasn't so bad. Cause look at this. We're chilling on a rooftop, eating lunch. Though I feel bad for Hanako and Lily. Why? Maybe just Hanako actually, cause she's alone. Unless she's with Lily. That's it. Jizune's always with Michelle. Kenji's by himself most of the time. And I'm here with these two. Feel free to eat with us next time too, okay? I will make you a lunch, but you can bring your own up here. No lunch service? I don't know. Emmy looks mock offended. Trying to take advantage of my good nature? The nerve. She giggles. Well, if that's your answer, I guess Ren and I will just keep eating lunch all alone. You guys are together, not alone. I am slightly assaulted by the most heart-rending puppy dog eyes I've ever seen as Emmy pouts. Kidding, I was kidding. I'd love to eat lunch up here again. Good location and the company's okay too. Emmy frowns a bit at my declaration of okay, but seems happy enough that I've accepted her invitation. Guess this makes us friends now. Hey, I thought we already were. Okay, this just confirms it. Or at least acquaintances. Lunch bell rings, signaling a return downstairs. Ren, you didn't finish your lunch again. I wasn't that hungry. If you don't eat more, you're going to fade away. Ren shrugs as if this is an acceptable risk. Come on, we better get going. Three of us head down the stairs together. The afternoon class passes once again. I find myself without a plan for something to do after school, so I head to the library to return a couple of books I finished reading. Walking inside, I see there are about as many students here as there were on Tuesday, all the more evident from the almost total silence enveloping the room. The fuck? As I drop the books I'd borrowed into the turn slot in the counter, Yuko suddenly pops up from behind it, quite startled from the bang they make as they hit the trolley next to her. Sorry Yuko, didn't mean to startle you. No, that's fine, it happens a lot. I'm used to it by now. Can I help you? It's okay, I think I know where everything is. Thanks anyway. I forgot about her. Library. Suppose I'll grab another book or two while I'm here. There's not much else to do, and after reading so much during my stay in the hospital, it's become a hard habit to break. I wandered down to the fiction section towards the back of the library, scanning the bookshelves for anything that catches my eye. I forgot I was a reader. As I do, I look over to the corner where Hanako had been the last time I was here, not really expecting anything to come of it. She's there again. Surprising though, she's there, absorbed completely in a fairly thick book. I decided against intruding on her like last time to get back to finding reading material. Oh, well, maybe, maybe that's right. I guess I don't want to disturb her. After an indiscernible amount of time spent perusing in the aisles, I finally decided on a couple of books to get and slide them off the shelf. With a minimum of fuss, I quickly walk over to the counter, check out my books, and pop them into my bag as I walk out. I didn't talk to Hanako? Damn. Not even a hello? By the time I leave the main building, the sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. Feeling utterly drained, I head to my room to read the books I borrowed. There's been enough action and excitement for one day already. First is Alice Adventures in Wonderland. I know the story, of course, but I've never actually read the original book. It's just as trippy as I remember the story to be, with the wacky characters and nonsense plot. I started thinking of myself as some kind of Alice too, haplessly tumbling down the rabbit hole of this crippled Wonderland. Okay, that's a rather strong expression. Still, the isolated location, the overt way the school accommodates to absolutely everything is unsettling. It's like another world. The why I can't shake the feeling of being an outsider like Alice, despite most everyone being so hospitable and friendly with it. Turning up the page, my mind starts drifting further away from the book. It's quiet. I can hear my heartbeat thumping against the fabric of my shirt. For some reason, it makes me feel really bad, like it has since the time in the forest with Iwanako. I was locked in a cage with something nasty and scary. Put the book down for a while and stare at the ceiling, taking my time to shake off the feeling. 200 pages later, damn, I fall asleep. Wow, this day was quick. Let me stop. Saturday already? Hold on. Let me save this. Let me go back and see. I don't run and make my heart break. Will it change the whole entire timeline? I'm really just curious, bro. I just want to see. Take it easy, bro. Let Emmy go with her own pace, and she doesn't show mercy, pulling half a leap ahead of me in an instant. What happens? What happens here? I don't blame her. I mean, it's not as if I'm really putting up any sort of real fight out here, is it? I'm just running at a steady pace, which is what I should be doing, right? There's no need to go pushing my limits at this stage of the game. God, is this even worth it? As we finish the second laugh, I break off again. Emmy keeps going, and it almost seems to me that she's disappointed. Well, that's stupid. I don't have anything to prove to her, come to think of it. I've got nothing to prove to myself either. I'm just fine the way I am. And what I'm not is a runner. Damn. It was probably a bad idea. Maybe there's something else I can do instead of this. Getting up this early sucks anyway. There's gotta be some other way to keep healthy. Walking maybe. Nice afternoon walk. Yeah, that sounds good. Running isn't for me. I wave to Emmy and head back to my room. Damn! I get no Emmy and RIN interaction. What? I'll think of something else later. Back into my room, the first thing I see is this familiar row of medication bottles lined up to the top of my dresser. It makes me depressed as usual. It's annoying. I thought it was okay. I thought I made my peace with this thing. Gotten over it. Okay, for some reason, this is much more depressing than getting a heartbreak. What I really did allow myself to forget that I have a problem. Being here really reminds me of the reality, and trying to fight against it just hurts. Fighting on it is only going to do so much. I've done this before for months. It seems like it's time to get over it. If I allow myself to forget that my life is definitely not going to be as long as those of others, I won't get anywhere. My life may be different from others, but it is a life in progress. That is how I'll rationalize it. I downed the usual handful of pills, trying to push the sudden dreary feeling out of my head, and I prepared to head out to class early as usual. Stepped into the hallway. I noticed Kenji come around the hallway or corner, stealthily make his way over to his own room with a large bag. As he sneaked past me, soundlessly like a ninja hiding in plain sight, I call out to him, "Hey!" Uh-oh, we get a Kenji segment. He jumps to the sound of my voice. "Oh, hey man, I didn't notice you there. I'm really tired." I think it's more like you didn't see me. That's not the issue. Where have you been this early? Shopping? No, I wasn't shopping. Sometimes I had to visit the math teacher. Yeah, I figured it would be a good idea to find out when the next exam is, since he tells you in advance if you want. So what's in the back? I thought I'd go shopping while I was outside. I need supplies to continue the fight against the vast feminist conspiracy. Do I really need to read this? They didn't go outside. I wear a hat now. I decide to not point out that he's not wearing a hat. Like that. An awkward silence settles between us, and then Kenji breaks it by pushing his door open slowly, releasing a creaking sound into the air that only makes the moment seem more awkward. He sets the bag down inside of the room and then closes the door. I'm surprised you went out of your way to find out a test date. Trying to take advantage of an opportunity to study is pretty diligent. I never study. Oh. I just wanted to know when the next test date was. I'm still going to take it, duh. I need to know so I know what date I can't afford to skip class. He usually sends out updates when I crack my phone. So I just step out and check up on it. And why do you have to go out when you can get it on your phone? I don't carry a phone. What do you mean you don't carry a phone? You mean you just leave it at home? Nah, I don't use phones. I don't have a phone. Phones? I have no phone. Why don't you have a phone? How can you not have a phone? No phone at all? No phone? I just don't like phones, Ashley. I'm kind of scared of them. I don't know why. I think it's some kind of repressed trauma. What? Basically, when I hear a phone, I get nervous. It's my darkest secret. I have two theories on it. Either I have some fear of receiving some undefined, ominous, life-altering doom call, or I was beaten with the phone in the past. Beaten so badly I can't remember it. Beaten in the head. Well, where else could I get beaten with a phone that would make me unable to remember it? The house? Unexpectedly logical, I feel very depressed now. And this conversation is more or less over. Kenji opens the door again and prepares to head inside. Yeah, I'm going to sleep, dude. Have a good one. Class is going to start in like 20 minutes. I already did something today. I'm too tired to go to school. Hey, you need some lip balm? I actually bought two because I thought the store had started selling individual double E batteries. Thanks, but no thanks. Whatever, man. Swiftly enters his lair, finally letting me go to class. For a change, I'm not among the first ones to come to the morning class. Instead, almost everyone else seems to be already here already. I recognize most of my class by their faces by now, though the names escape me still. Class goes on lazy. I think I'm starting to get into the rhythm of school. This is the same. Did we talk to Hanako this time or no? Though she's there, absorbed completely in a very thick book, I decide against intruding her like last time. Maybe I have to find a reading. Okay, then it's the same. It's the same. It's the same. This is all the same. Oh, never mind. Never mind. This is not the same. By the time I leave the main building, sunset isn't too far away. A small trickle of students remain, but the majority have left, presumably to their homes and dorms. I guess I need to buy some supplies. I can't live off cafeteria food and eating out for my entire stay here. As I leave for the gate, I make a few loud stretches to try to stave off the tiredness that's accumulated over the week. After passing through and rounding the corner though, I see a solitary figure walking downhill towards a small town below. The color of her hair and tapping of her cane are unmistakable. Oh my gosh. I didn't get this in my first choice. So every choice matters, bro. That's the either you're gonna miss some things, bro. I quickly walk up to her. She seems to catch her attention without a word needing to be said. Hi, Lily. She takes a moment to place the voice, slightly adjusting her head to face a bit more towards the source of my voice as she does. Hey, Sal? Yep, that's me. She seems to have good memory for voices. The fact that she actually remembered is a pleasant surprise. Good evening. What brings you here? Once again, she gives a small polite bow, and once again, I reply in kind before realizing that I need to do so. She can't even see it, bro. Let's go into town. You? My, what a coincidence. Doing the same thing, huh? Eh? I usually go shopping on Fridays. It's a Friday. She pauses for a moment, suddenly looking a little lost. That said, Hanako usually comes into town with me. Not lost but worried. The two do seem to keep pretty close tabs on one another. It's kind of surprising that Hanako would just forget Lily like that. I noticed her reading in the library. She probably just got caught up in a book. She lets out a small sigh of relief. Thank you. She has a habit of doing that. Avid reader? Right, she doesn't like being around crowds of people, so reading away from everyone lets her relax a bit. Although she probably didn't intend it, I can't help but grimace as I recall my first meeting with her. Hardly wanted to bring it up, I remained silent as we quickly continued to walk down the quiet road. Tack, 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 tack. The road bereft of cars and students in Yamako increasingly far behind us. The quiet rustling of the leaves and the measured tapping of Lily's cane against the sidewalk are all that can be heard. It's kind of nice, especially compared to the hustle and bustle of where I used to live. Before I know it, I've relaxed so much that a loud yawn escapes from before I can control it. Tired? Did I make the wrong choice, bro? Cause I feel like this is better. Shit. Yeah, I've been running ragged these past few days. That's an understatement. To be sure, transferring into a different school would be bad enough, but nothing like this. Well, hopefully everything should settle down for you. The festival's got everyone in a spin right now. If you've been plopped right in the middle of things. For a moment I hesitate, but give her apparent tolerance for frankness, I decide to give my full thoughts. I guess Yamaka's kind of different though. I mean, the formality surrounding everything, the isolation around it, not to mention the most obvious difference. It's kind of a whole different mindset. I suppose I'll get used to it, though, in time. She gives a matter-of-fact nod, apparently pleased with my answer. It feels almost as if she's included me in the flock of students she's shepherding, along with class 3-2 in Hanako. Well, not that I mind. It's nice to get the thoughts on my chest in any case. Looking on the bright side, I want to see it as a chance for a new beginning. You should cherish the ability to make new friends. That's optimistic. Nonetheless, it's good to have a positive attitude about such things, I suppose. I guess that's a good take on it. Whoa! We head into town. Walking on down the road, she seems to become somewhat unsettled. Before I can ask her what's on her mind, she seems to collect herself and speak up about something else. We get Lily lore? That's what I miss? So where in town were you going? That's actually a pretty good question. I come to buy food, but the layout of the place is totally foreign to me. I had intended to just wander around and see what I could find, but with sunset already approaching and nightfall not too far away, that doesn't seem very wise. I'm going to have to ask her for directions. Again, I was going to get some food, but now that you mention it, I don't really know the way. Well now, this is quite lucky. I was just about to go to the convenience store myself. Looks like I'll be in your care again then. Thanks. Together we walk to the store. My pace is carefully slowed to remain beside her. Compared to my usual walking pace, hers is quite a bit slower. Not that it's without reason. Yeah. 7-Eleven. After what could be more than several minutes, I catch sight of our objective. This town is pretty small. Without further ado, we make our way inside with a greeting from the counter. Mind if I tag along with you? Usually Hanako would help me, but seeing as she's not here, it takes a moment before I realize what she means. Considering she won't be able to read any of the labels. Oh yeah, but she needs me. He needs her, and she needs his Hisao, bro. They're connected. That said, I can't shake the feeling that she had this idea since they said I was coming here. Sure, it'd be my pleasure. I grabbed 2 well-used red baskets for the small stack beside the entrance, handing one to Lily. She lays it on the ground, putting her school bag in, retracing her cane and sliding it through the basket's handles before picking it up in her right hand. Wait, she doesn't use her cane. Before I can complete the thought, she comes beside me, pinches the cuff of my uniform in her slender fingers. Oh, that's cute. Is this alright? Sure. I have no reason to accept. I can think of worse things than shopping with a pretty girl holding on to me, even if it's out of necessity. We navigate our way through the store, with not one of the occasional passing customers seeming to bat an eyelid. Considering how close Yamako is, I guess seeing students from there must be entirely normal for the local residents. As I reach aside, I quickly check with Lily and find out what she needs. I grab it along with what I'm looking for, and put our items into their respective baskets. I guess this is the same routine she and Hanako follow every Friday. Right. All that's left is bread, and that should be my shopping now. You need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. With a quick side trip to the bakery section, we make our way to the registers. The line. Thankfully, it's almost non-existent. It's not long before we've both paid for our food and are out of the door. As Lily retrieves her cane and extends it to full length, I waste a minute looking upwards the night sky while holding both our bags. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm overriding that save. I feel like this is better. I don't know, bro. Like everything else stayed the same, apart from obviously Hisao getting and Emmy caring for us. But it's the same. We go to the rooftop and eat with Rin and Emmy. And after that, he goes home and just reads a book. This is much more entertaining. I'm not gonna lie. I might override it. I might override it. Is this cheating? This is 1000% cheating, bro. I don't know. I don't care. For a moment, I try to make clouds with my breath, but the summer's heat doesn't seem to cooperate. Eventually, she rights herself, taking a quick stretch before taking her bag and leaving me to my tube. You tired as well? The festival preparations have been complete chaos. Shizune breathing down my neck doesn't exactly help things either. Hey, she's only trying to get everything organized. Better now than later, right? I suppose I'm going to enjoy relaxing in town tomorrow. That's for certain. I guess the festival preparations must be taking their toll on both of them. We walk out into the quiet streets, talking between ourselves as we carry our bags of food and supplies from the store. Wait, what's that? Notice a very distinctive figure making its way towards us, silhouetted by the street lamps. For a second, I think it's another male student from my class. But as he, or should I say she, gets closer, I recognize her quickly. Ooh! Rin! What are you doing out here so late? Rin! Lily perks her head up. Yeah, I'm overriding that save, bro. This is too much. This is too much to miss. I'm not gonna lie. I shouldn't have ran, sped up, sprinted. Lily, why is she here? Why is Rin here? Lily perks her head up, looking like she's trying to focus on listening more keenly. It suddenly comes to me that I should probably interpret the scene for her. It's Rin Tezuka, I think was her last name from our school. She stiffens at the name and gives a complicated-looking expression. Uh-oh. Something like a forced fusion of a composed smile and a painful cringe. Ah, I understand. I guess Lily knows Rin too. Rin turns to look at us, looking terribly out of it. I'm not entirely sure if she recognized either of us, or at least she doesn't acknowledge it if she does. Looks like a zombie or a statue. A statue of a zombie. But slowly some symptoms of understanding seem to light in her dark eyes. This is something she must react to. Rin blinks once, very thoroughly. Hello. Why are you here? What happened? There's an awkward pause. Everyone waiting for someone else to say something. What are you doing here this late? I was wondering about that myself too just now. Huh? Some people asked that just before. I assumed they were wondering the same. I didn't know. They didn't know either. I asked. That's why I'm wondering. So that was pretty much it. It's a murder mystery without a murder. Okay, she's psychotic. They were going that way. She turns to her right in order to demonstrate the direction the other people went to as if that was important. It rotates back like a mechanical puppet in one of those overly complicated clockworks. For a person who gives an impression of being the quiet type, Rain really does use a lot of words to say things that don't need a lot to be said. Unsure if she's finished, I say nothing. Neither does Lily, who seems equally robbed of words for the time being. I think that both of us are in fact just scared that any response might provoke her to continue. Our stupefied lack of reaction doesn't faze Rin at all. She keeps looking at us, expectantly, calm hint of expression on her blank face. Bro, you can't get a read on her, bro. She's too stoic. You can't get a read on her face. She seems to be that kind of person, always so relaxed. As if bull elephant-grade sedatives were flowing in her veins in a place of blood. You have amnesia? I don't recall you having anything of the sort, though. No, I don't think it's that. The other passerby were probably just worried, though. You do look really lost, the way you're standing in the middle of the street. Oh, I see. Maybe I should have taken some other kind of pose in that case. Like that? I pondered for a while whether I should chase this and go further or give up for the sake of my own sanity. I decided on the latter. It seems that most of the time, it's better to not read too deeply into what Rin is babbling about. Talking with Rin is like playing chess with a supercomputer who does seemingly completely random moves as if to mock everything you know about chess. It's like that, except with human interaction. And even if I win, it feels like losing. Damn it, just like Kenji said, even when I win, I lose. Is this the power of the girls of Yamaka? Was Kenji cooking this whole time? I pushed the thought aside to too dangerous to consider further. It's probably just Kenji's anti-female propaganda getting to me during a moment of weakness. Yeah, maybe taking another pose might have worked. Tonori, do you have no idea what you're doing here? She frowns, looking extremely displeased at either my question, its consequences, or the answer she's about to give. I do have some idea. I can't really tell what kind of an idea. That sounds like progress at least. At least sounds as if she spotted an opening for some kind of discernibly normal conversation. I can't say I share her optimism. Yes, there is some, definitely. The rest will come later. I'm sure of it. I always have reasons. The ensuing silence kills Lily's hope all too visibly. That didn't last long. Rin's, as far as I can tell, unbased, assurances aside what should be done. We could just leave her to her own devices, whatever those are, but it's late. And I don't think we'll be getting any things if Rin is found standing here in the middle of the night. We're gonna take her back to campus. But she probably will, unless she manages to remember what she was doing here in the first place. How'd you Man, bro, I can't read. I can't read her, bro. I can't read her. How'd you forget why you were here? As for me trying to guess what might have been going on in her mind when she decided to embark on this adventure, chances seem to be on par with winning the lottery several times in a row. Lily is oddly quiet too. I heard to appreciate some support from the sidelines here, especially if she's more familiar with Rin than I am. But it can't be helped. It seems her familiarity with Rin is exactly why she's staying subdued. So I assumed you were going somewhere, not coming back to the school. Any idea where? Her eyes widen in shock and she jolts back in a somewhat artificial way, making it seem like an act rehearsed for situations like this. Are you a mind reader? Is that your disability? How unique. You know what my... Wait, who knows it? No, she does. No, what? Why would you think that? You know what I was doing. It was just an educated guess. We walked in this same street in the other direction, just before to get to the store. If we were going to school, we would have met you on the way. Oh. She looks a little disappointed. What? Like Kenji Ren appears too quick to jump to completely irrational conclusions. Maybe something in the water here. I'll make a mental note to stock up on soft drinks. You know, that is the second time this week that someone asked if I was a mind reader. Do I really get off that impression? Ren shrugs her shoulders, which is all the answer I get. You know, maybe you should come with us back to the school. Thank you, Lily. Thank you. Lily interjects just as I'm about to further debunk my alleged mind reading capabilities. She sounds rather concerned, a paper thin smile on her face, badly disguising that. Maybe she came to the same conclusion as I did. For everyone's sake, I decided to let the mind reading topic drop, as it's entirely insane anyway. Yeah, Lily's right. If you can't remember, there's no point staying here. Ren considers this rather simple educated deduction for a moment, then nods. Okay. Whoa, look at this. That's beautiful. Let's take a gander at this scenery. Bro, the whole day ended just like that. My first choice. And this, we're late in the night and it's still going, bro. Oh my gosh. I would have missed a lot, bro. I gotta go with this timeline, bro. I got to. We start towards the school again, having wasted way more time than necessary with this episode. Yeah. Walks along the edge of the sidewalk in her arrhythmic way, looking like a mix of sleepwalker and rope dancer, where Lily keeps one hand on my shoulder, tapping at the ground with her cane. Tap, step, step, tap. Tap, step, step, step. Apart from that, and a few fragmented beginnings of conversation, it's quiet, quite apart from the relaxing one into town like that. So we walked this whole thing? Damn! So how's the mural going? We are going to get bad luck. Never talk about work in progress. I'm sure it'll be wonderful. Bad luck. Tap, Tap step, tap step. She doesn't care to talk about it. Lily's politeness feels out of place for the first time. Step, step, step. The hill Yamako rests on top of is surprisingly steep. Going uphill, we slow the pace, but I still feel my pulse rising, and breathing getting heavier. Almost there, I can see the gates already. More than that though, I notice that Lily's hand slightly tightens on my shoulder, interpreting it as a gesture that she wants to ask something. I speak up. Anything wrong, Lily? I resist the urge to say aside from our traveling companion, but only just. For a moment, she seems to debate whether she should even bring it up, but goes for it anyway. Is everything alright? Alright? What do you mean? The fact I can't interpret her incredibly vague question puts her off for a second. It's just, you seem unusually tired, I guess. But that she brings it up, I notice that my breathing is strangely heavy. The uphill walk has really done a job on me. Uh-oh, my heart. What?
Oh my gosh, another big decision. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, another option? What the hell? Save. Lily noticed it all too quickly. Sorry, I'm not in very good condition. Okay, I'm not in very good condition. It's alright, I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. So in this timeline, I'm sorry, you're probably confused, right? The first choice I made, we told Emmy about Hisao's condition. But in this new timeline, I don't think Emmy knows. Only Rin, as of right now, knows, and now I'm telling Lily. I just need to catch my breath. My condition isn't the best these days. Oh, is something that is related to you being transferred here? I mean, cuts herself off rather abruptly, maybe realizing she was being a bit intrusive. Her instincts are sharp, though. While I don't like the subject, it's not like I should lie about it. If it's Lily, I don't think I'm lying. I'm just a little weak for the time being. Hanako said you look fairly healthy, so I naturally thought. Lily doesn't finish her sentence again, letting it trail off with a measure of concern. As she furrows her brow, Lily's uncomfortable expression spurs me to say at least something to ease her feelings. It's surprising she's this flustered, considering her straightforward attitude with her own blindness. She must know that not all share her own comfort about such things. It's okay. I have a pretty, I guess the best way to put it would be messed up heart, arrhythmia. I had a bad heart attack a while ago because of it. I spent most of the spring in the hospital, ended in Yamako on doctor's orders. She silently nods her head in acknowledgement. My answer, though, only seems to make Lily furrow her brow even further. She doesn't seem to quite know how to react, given we don't really know each other that well. Can't really fault her for it, given I have the exact same reaction. To my surprise, in a moment's time, her face shows that she comes to do some sort of realization. Wait, so the time when Emmy and you collided in the hallway? Yes! Yes! I grimaced slightly. Her ability to connect the dots quite so fast is unexpected. Yeah, I guess I'm a textbook example of why those rules about running in the corridors exist. That was a lot more dry than I'd intended. Lily visibly shies away from continuing the topic. While I do want to assuage her concern, I really don't want to dwell on this either. Don't worry about it. I tried to offer a reassuring smile, but then I realized the futility. Without knowing this, Lily smiles at me reassuringly, but doesn't say anything further. Here we are, arriving at the dorms. Rin stops in front of her mural, as if lighting struck her. She has been so quiet for almost all of the walk back that I had all but forgotten she was here. It's Friday, isn't it? Yes, Friday the 8th of June. Oh, now it's Friday. This is bad. What? Bad why? I think I'm going to go in a fetal position and throw up, possibly in reverse order. What? Is something wrong? No, nothing is wrong. It's Friday, and nothing is wrong yet. This mural is going to need to be finished by Sunday, so everything's all right. You have any drugs or a time machine? What? This is not good. Not good. So she's behind her schedule, recalling Shizune's exasperation at Rin's carefree attitude several days ago. I don't know what to think. She has left herself open for a told you so unless she can pull off whatever she needs to pull off by Sunday morning. Uh-oh. Ren keeps staring at her mural, looking as mortified as she can. Leave me. I'm going to need to work for a while. I glance at Ludy's, expecting her to share an incredulous look with me as I roll my eyes. But then I realize she's not one to do that kind of thing. Leave me. Hey, she called ISO. Alright. We do, of course, not want to aggravate her any more than she already is. There's a trending bad feeling in my gut. Rin sure has a knack of making people feel worried about her. Yeah, seems like a person who should never be left alone. Maybe we should call someone? She sounded like she was going into shock or something. I'm sure she will be just fine. She's just, how to say... Lily cocks her head a little, trying to find a polite way of calling Rin crazy without calling her crazy. Unique? Yes, a very unique person. That's what you always say to someone crazy without trying to hurt their feelings. He giggles at the notion melodiously, nodding in agreement. Sorry about leaving you stranded as you talk to her. I don't really understand her, so I keep my distance. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And I guess it's right. Lady offers a slight apologetic smile as if she was sorry that her own shortcomings have prevented her from becoming closer to Rin. Not one to blame her at all. Lily lets slip a long breath, probably a disguised yawn. I imagine she's just exhausted by all this design. I better leave now and give these to Hanako. Thank you for the company, Izao. She smiles very sweetly at me. Feels different than normal, despite the fact that she seems to be smiling so often. I can't put my finger on what the difference is. It's just different. Relaxed, I'd say, but that's probably just relief over getting rid of Rin. Maybe. Yeah, good night. Say hi to Hanako for me. I will. Good night. So that's how I end the night? Wow. Okay. Let me save this right quick. Let me save this book quick. Create new save. What is it still called support? It is. Both of these are support. Wow, they're both the same time. Hold on, bro. One more little experiment. What would happen if I choose this? I'm fine. Nothing to worry about. The hill is just surprisingly steep, don't you think? I wonder what they have the school so high up here for anyway. Don't we have students in wheelchairs and everything? Indeed, at least for her to wrinkles concern. And I don't really want her to have that kind of an expression over me. We barely know each other. Aw, so if I choose this option, she's gonna worry for me more. Because I didn't tell her what's up. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Not that you can find a place like this wherever, I guess. But it makes me wonder what they were thinking. My voice is overly calm. It sounds weird to my own ear. I speak way too fast. I briefly wonder how much Lily can sense from someone's voice alone. Let's continue. We're almost there anyway. For the rest of the way back to the school, we all remain silent. That's what happens if I didn't open up to them. What? I'm gonna leave it there for now.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that last choice I chose, that was a mini choice. I don't think Emmy knows my hardest season this timeline because I didn't. But I think I like this timeline better, bro. I'm picky, bro. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's my playthrough. I can choose whatever I want, bro. We bonded with Lily more here, which I thought was cool. Then we met up with Rin. Came out of nowhere, which was cool. He was a bit crazy, bro. And we still bonded with Emmy and Rin, no matter what choice. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for now. If you made it this far, thank you. Leave a like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't. All the hope to make your days a little bit better. Thank y'all. Love y'all and peace.
Thanks, Reyguini.